Couple shots to the hill, I'm fried. Everybody catching bodies, we ain't tied. Color red, catch all we drenched on face. Face that boy got hit in his head. Glock 20 on me, whole lid, and the rag is windy, everybody get drenched. When I step on the scene with the rounds, I'm water like water, watch I ain't drown. With 100 rounds, spit out the rounds. That go juice, make them all duck down.
I let things swerve just record me on, right? So I end up going to sleep for 20, not even 5 seconds. 5 seconds, man. I look, I see a motherfucker on the air light hit the floor. Boom! Damn, who the fuck is that? So I hear swerve man, everybody get the fuck out. So I jump up in my sleep. You see money, I jump in my sleep. I come around the corner. Damn, what the fuck going on? Bro, it's blood everywhere, drenched. Nigga, bro. Hey, it's blood everywhere, drenched. I'm like, damn, man. That motherfucker let security slam their ass on their head in this bitch on the real floor. Shorty don't throw out. The nigga whole face bleeding. So another nigga hit the corner. Blood everywhere. Shit on. What the fuck going on here?
I see niggas on that.
God, you know that shit just caught my attention. That shit made me so mad, bro.
I need police in the city. Niggas want to say this type of shit.
He just got up on the dirty skin. He ran up on us in this bitch. Bro, going, what? Hey, yeah, what you on though, gang?
We don't want to do no talking, bro.
Why you wake up?
Cause, so you supposed to hit me back. You act like you was gonna call back earlier.
What's wrong? Man, I talked about what we did, what I told you about. Oh, bro. Green light.
Fool.
They need to pop you a perk, cause I ain't gonna laugh for your system. You ain't even have nothing in your system your whole life.
Look, I am the perk. I am the perk. I'm putting niggas to sleep. I look. I the perk 30. That's my little
Don't you walking for 30, huh?
Hey, boy, they ain't straight in the dog shit. He told me, I think I'm still having that day.
Boy, I was still having, bro.
So every time I talk about that shit, get mad to see him. Are you still having that shit though?
Nah, I ain't had no more.
How long you was having that day at the old crib right there, kickback?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I was having that day we said we used to kick back out there and then dad and that bitch.
Around the time, with the situation with your father, first of all, I want to say RP to your father.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when that happened, you got the news. What were you? What was you doing?
Man, I was doing what I was doing. And that shit, that's all. I was eating food. And shit, I gotta call my daddy to get killed. That's all.
Unfair. So soon after that, I was seeing all over the internet, No Limit Lil Wet charged with quadruple murder and all type of shit. How was that knowing that even though you just lost your father, you fighting for your life at the same time? How do you have time to mourn type shit?
Shit, it's shit. All that shit after it everything just went dark. It's hard to explain. Everything just went dark.
Yeah. So was it like that long for you? While you was in jail the whole time? It's just a dark time for you the whole time?
Yeah, it was shit. Yeah, cause I was just shit right. I was in there. You feel me? So everything was dark, but shit, I had to stay strong and shit. Had a good support system and help me pull up out of the situation.
So when you heard the charges and shit, what type of time was you facing?
Shit, I was facing shit life. I was nothing else.
Was that your first time being in a situation like that?
Yeah, as far as charges of murder, yeah.
So what was your reaction? Cause there ain't no easy shit just to.
Yeah, that wasn't no easy. It was never no easy shit to swallow. You feel me? Yeah. But it's shit. What can I do? Shit, if they gonna come and charge me with some shit, I can't do shit but make sure my family them do everything that they got to do as far as making me get out the situation. That's all it really was, and I had to go through it.
There's a code baked into the concrete on Chicago's east side. You don't see it in textbooks, nobody teaches it in school, no courtroom takes time to explain it. It's older than the sets, older than the block names, the colors, the handshakes. It lives in the blood. And the rule is simple. If they touch yours, you touch back. No debate, no waiting, no mercy, just math. March 29th, 2017. A 37-year-old named Jerry Jacobs is walking the 7900 block of South Phillips Avenue. It's 11:13 at night, that Chicago March cold that bites through your coat like it's personal. Jerry isn't rushing. He's moved on these blocks his whole life. He's bled for these blocks. He's a man the system kept track of, 47 arrests on paper, and he kept walking anyway. The streets called him Big Wet, and Big Wet moved through Terror Town like somebody who earned the right to walk slow. He never made it home. 4 males hop out a dark-colored car. They open up. Multiple rounds hit his right side. And here's the part that stays with you. Jerry Jacobs, shot, bleeding, body still catching up to the damage, doesn't drop. He turns himself toward help and walks to South Shore Hospital. That tells you the kind of man he was. That tells you what his son was handed. They transfer him to Stroger. He fights through the night. And at 3:40 in the morning, Jerry Jacobs is pronounced dead. Somewhere in Chicago, a 19-year-old gets that call. His name is Morris Harris. The streets know him as Lil Wet. And in under 24 hours, the East Side would not be the same. This is episode 4 of KTS vs NLMB. This is the story of No Limit Wet. What grief looks like when it's raised in the trenches. What love looks like when the only language is action. What happens when a son forged in fire gets pushed into the hottest corner of his life. This is the get back that shook a city. Before you can understand Lil Wet, you gotta understand Big Wet. Getting handed a name by your pops ain't some baby book pick, ain't some distant uncle's story nobody remembers. It's a name earned outside, a name with weight on it, bodies on it, a name that's identity, legacy, and a warning all at once. In Terror Town on the East Side, when you inherit a name like that, you not just being called, you getting assigned a mission. Jerry Jacobs grew up in the same concrete his shorty would get baptized in, South Shore, the East Side, under the shadow of what used to be the almighty Black Pea Stone Nation. Jeff Fort built that from the Blackstone Rangers and turned it into one of the most feared outfits Chicago ever saw. He later renamed it El Rukn when he converted to Islam, went by Prince Malik, but the violence planted in them blocks never converted to nothing else. By the time Jerry came of age, Jeff Fort was a memory behind the wall. The stone structure had cracked, turned into successor sets, neighborhood cliques, new-gen crews, all staking the same ground, fighting over the same corners. Out that fracture, around 75th through 79th, a zone got a name, Terror Town. Not 'cause somebody branded it, the bodies did the naming. Jerry moved through that world like a man who never got a second option, all in. 47 arrests, 47. That's not a rap sheet, that's a resume. A life lived at the intersection of the street and the system, never stepping off that corner. CPD had him documented as an active member. They called him Big Wet, and whatever he was outside, there was still a part of him that was a father. And that father had a son, Maurice Harris, born in the orbit of Terror Town. In that house, the streets ain't a choice you make at 15. They the weather. You don't decide to walk into the storm. You born in the storm, your crib in it, your school in it, everybody you love, every corner that feel like home soaked in it. His son carried the name forward, Lil Wet. That's the first thing you need to get. The name ain't coincidence, it's covenant. Father and son, one generation apart but bound by the same blocks, the same code, and, in the end, the same violence. First time the city writes Maurice Harris's name down? He 12. Let that sit a second. Not 16, not 18, 12. While kids in other zip codes worry about tryouts and hallway crushes, Terror Town got the law opening a file on you. Once your name lands in that folder out here, it don't come back out. By 19, right when this whole case puts him dead center, Maurice Harris already got 29 arrests on top of that first one at 12.
Red beam when you hit me star. That Drake a mini guitar. All you know is get the kill on star. Shooting dead, leave stressing a lot.
That boy went from that red zone to the red carpet in front of the shower drench.
Blood on the floor, man. Blood on the floor.
Oh. It's fuck. He weak than a motherfucker. I was listening to this shit on this shit. Ass, bro. You know how you get up trying to listen.
Back out here. No doubt. Phone up fresh out. Anything might happen to you. Anything. All type of shit. Whatever you
Bro, I heard this shit. I was like, what the fuck? Hold up. They on this bitch tweaking. He said I'm fresh off a quad, man. Hold on, I gotta listen to him. You gotta listen to him.
Bitches plenty folks around. Once them bitches get them blunt, bitches plenty more around. You niggas doing all that back, you need to fucking stop. If you ain't never shot at them, man, ain't your fucking ops.
You heard him, Driller. Driller, you like this shit. Stop lying, bro.
The police they heard about 50 shots. Pouring up, I done this.
Everybody gotta go. The police out there. I'm telling her to play the music for 3 minutes. Did you go talk to her? Play the music for 3 minutes. That's all we had to shoot the video. Could you please go holler at her? But she's saying, she basically saying, bullshit. She just told me to get everybody else. I just made everybody leave over there. I just made everybody leave over there.
29 more. That's like 4 run-ins a year, every year he growing up. Armed robbery, gun possession, all that. The system kept touching him, but never once turned him off the path it built for him. But that paper don't show what his eyes had to hold. It don't tell you how you learn not to cry when a homie gets smoked in front of you. Not cause it don't hurt, but cause tears get you caught lacking. Out here, violence ain't background noise. It's the main language. It teach a young mind what's possible and what's required just to make it home. Lil Wet been hit up before 2017 even shows up. Shot in the hip once. Another time, you can see the hand wound on an Instagram live. He's sitting there wrapping his own bullet hole like it's a Band-Aid fix, like it's Tuesday. That ain't toughness, that's numb. That's a nervous system trained by constant sirens, so the danger gotta scream just to register. He watched somebody he loved drop right there in real time. Not a movie, the street. Moments like that either shatter you, or they harden you into a different shape. Sharper edges, fewer soft spots. And whatever pain comes in, you send it back out somewhere. He was standing on business for NLMB. That was the structure when nothing else stood up for him. And Big Wet, his pops, was the OG shadow over it all. That's the name he carried. Those the footsteps he walked in. Whether he chose it or gravity chose for him. That's the weight. That's the full picture.
Do you have any idea why anyone would want to do this to your face?
No, if I find out who did it, I'm gonna show ass. 4 years ago, one of mine got killed on Halstead. The church's chicken up there. Now here, 2 at one time. 2 at one time. They trying to kill the Jacksons' grandkids. God.
Is that the mother right there that just went by with the police? Was she working at the restaurant at the time?
Yes. She been there 8 years.
What is her name?
Dana.
I'm sorry?
Dana.
Dana?
D-A-N-A. That's what I named her when she was born.
That's your daughter?
Yes.
Dana Jackson?
Yes. Same last name as mine. Raheem and Dylan had the same last name as mine.
Do you know how to spell Dylan and Raheem? T-I-L-L-O-N or D-Y? And then Raheem is R-A-H-I-M?
Yeah.
19 and 20, is that correct? They were 19 and 20 years old?
Yes.
Which was 19?
Dylan was young.
I mean, Dylan was 20, Raheem was 19.
Raheem's the younger one?
Yes.
R-A-H-I-M or N?
M.
M was in Mary?
We had heard maybe there was there were shots fired inside the restaurant, then they came back out.
They were shooting at somebody, they say, inside the restaurant. My boys just got in the way, I guess.
So they were shooting inside the
They
camp.
got 2 bodies inside the restaurant of somebody else's kids, I imagine. They said it's 2 boys inside the restaurant. So if they got 2 bodies inside and 2 outside, oh, they just killed a whole bunch of kids up today. They killed a whole bunch of them. 4 of them now.
Dylan and Raheem lived around the corner?
Yes.
But you don't know who these 2 victims inside the restaurant are?
No. I just know my baby, one there and one down the street.
So it's 2 separate encounters?
No, that's the way they ran.
Oh, they were inside and they ran out?
No, they was outside. I guess they run in different directions trying to get away from the shots. Because they happened when they came out the restaurant.
How do you describe just...
To understand what No Limit Wet was ready to do in March 2017, you gotta understand the whole world that raised him, not just his rap sheet, the ecosystem. NLMB, No Limit Muskegon Boys, later claimed as Never Leave My Brothers, came from 2 sets linking up out of straight necessity. Terror Town's No Limit faction, born from the Black P. Stone lineage, ran under OGs G. Bull and G. Gill. A few blocks over at 78th and Muskegon, you had the Muskegon Boys. A smaller GD set the street's credit to Doski and White Bread. Those ain't natural allies. Different nations, different politics. But the East Side don't care about politics. When ops sit on every corner, survival math beats affiliation every single time. The link got locked in. NLMB was born, and enemies pressed in from all angles. Black Mob, Pocket Town. But the one that lived inside NLMB's identity, the most relentless, the most personal, was Lakeside's KTS, Kill to Survive. KTS wasn't a nickname their ops gave them. It was a vow. Kill to survive. A street doctrine boiled down to 3 words. Keep breathing by any means. If you've been here since episode 1, you know the names that drove it the deepest. KTS Vaughn and KTS Dre brothers. Soldiers to the bone for Lakeside, drafted into a war nobody asked permission to start. The kind of fear that turns into fearlessness, and then into bodies. They wore targets tattooed on their necks. Sit with that. A target right where life pumps. The message is defiance. You want me gone? I know it. Take your shot. That's not insanity. That's a man who already made peace with the worst outcome. KTS Vaughn was killed June 23, 2015, Greater Grand Crossing, 7500 South Ellis Avenue, 2:05 in the afternoon. Multiple shots, pronounced dead at the scene. His brother, KTS Dre, would follow years later. Different day, same war. Between those deaths, the beef kept eating. Shootings, get-backs, more shootings, more get-backs. A loop that powers itself. Every new loss becomes the reason for the next. On and on. Infinite. By 2017, both sides had names on shirts. Mothers at vigils. Corners speaking for the dead. That's the air no limit. Wet was breathing the night his father got dropped. Not a vacuum. A fully pressurized war zone that had been building for years. And Big Wet was in that war. NLMB to the marrow. Ties, history, a whole mental map of who was who. So when 4 males stepped out that dark car on South Phillips and put rounds into Jerry Jacobs, they weren't shooting random. They reached into NLMB's roots and yanked. And when you cut a root like that, sometimes what grows back comes out sharper.
38 months, or something between that 38 months.
That's decent for a murder though, right?
Yeah,
Well, it's 4 of them.
Yeah, that's decent shit. You got some people in that been in bitch 11 years for 1 murder.
Yeah.
Like crazy ass shit like that, you wouldn't even expect like that. You been in 2 years for damn.
So like while you was in there, did you always have like good hope, or was it times when you was like, damn, I'm home?
Oh yeah, nah, I ain't gonna lie. I used like shit, some shit come to my head like, damn, I'm really fighting this shit. Like, damn, like, I wonder what's next, what they gonna do. Like, shit, only person know what they gonna do is them, you feel me?
Yeah.
So that shit like, it's like you walking into a room and you blind. So shit, you never know.
What about like other people? Like, was it other people losing hope on you? Was it people that you was?
Yeah, it was a lot of people. It was a lot of people, like, I can't say, yeah, they was losing hope, but shit, at the same time they kept the faith. Cause shit, some people that I thought was losing hope, shit, beat their case too. They kept the faith. Why they was losing hope?
So I know you said you had like a decent support system. Like, what type of support you had as far as your people?
I had shit. I think my shit was like shit on the percentage side was shit 98%. That's 100.
That's what's up. So what kept your head right besides like the support system? Was that a big part of it?
What kept my head right, like the shit, the visits, shit, letters, shit. Hopefully we had some music on the phone and shit. Calls, just really getting on the phone. That's the only thing you really could do in there. It's fucked up. That county's crazy.
Yeah. I heard like, I guess the town that they said like the murders were supposed to happen, you was actually viewing the body or something like that?
I don't even get it. I don't even know why this shit supposed to win what they talking about. I never ever get it.
You say you never what?
I never understand like what they was trying to say. It never came to my head.
So, like, how did you actually beat the case? Like, what was it that?
I actually beat the case. Shit, the lack of evidence. The lack of evidence. They rushed their case too fast, and shit. When it all came out, the truth came out. Shit, they rushed their case too fast. The lack of evidence.
So what evidence was they using? Or was it just like some type of...
He say, she say. Shit, you know how the streets just talk.
So is that something your lawyers telling you from the beginning, like it's a weak case type shit?
Nah, my lawyers, they never told me like the case was weak or the case was strong. You feel me? Cause they never knew how, my lawyer never knew how it was gonna play out. But shit, they had to make it a way to play out. Cause at some fact, shit, you gotta wait till stuff coming. You know how state's attorneys here, they stall. And they'll lie and say they got this, they'll lie and say they got that, you know? And then it'd be all that, so shit, they had to break it down.
So what's the name of your lawyer, man? Because everybody in the comments asking, like...
I had two lawyers from different law firms. And one was named Mike Cleansy and the other was named Ian Barney. They was both from different law firms.
For sure. So what was your reaction when, you know, in court, when you went to trial, right?
Nah, I got my case, shit, same dismissed.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, when you went to court and they dismissed the charges, like, what was your reaction?
Oh, shit, now, I was new, like, I knew I was fighting this big ass case, right? So my whole vision was like, all right, the state's turn, they gonna come strong. Either they gonna come 3 deep, 6 deep, 10 deep. You feel me? It's gonna be all about a battle and who tell the truth, the right story, you feel me? And I was gonna go with the jury trial. So my whole vision was like, all right, if I know the state's turn, they gonna come like this, so why not have my lawyer and them come like this? You feel me? So that's why I ended up getting 2 lawyers from different law firms. And then the night before I got my case dismissed, I called my lawyer. I told him like, I know this lady named Donna Taruto, like I'm trying to get her in on my case. He like, I think we got enough lawyers that's on the case already. Like, he said, how do you know about these good lawyers? I'm like, I know these lawyers because they beat people's cases, you feel me? Yeah. So the night before that, I end up, I'm gonna talk, we gonna see I'm gonna come and see you. So the night before that, I end up going to sleep. I get a knock at my door, like, it's like some movie shit. I get a knock at my door, it's all police in front of my door and shit. They like, man, you got emergency court. So I'm like, okay, emergency court. They, yes, you got emergency court. I'm like, what the fuck? Man, can I get in the shower? They, nah, you can get in the shower. I'm like, damn, can I brush my teeth? They like, yeah, go brush your teeth, woo. So they pull me out the cell, they get to take me downstairs. I see all the directors, everybody, and they take me straight to court. They take me straight to court, so I get on the projector. We had to be on the projector because of the coronavirus, due to the corona. They had us on the projector, so when I get on the projector, my lawyer told me, like, do you know what's going on today? I'm like, nah, I don't know what's going on. He like, well, shit, we getting the case dismissed off the lack of evidence. I say, yeah, it came to me. Can I leave from right here? He say, no. I say, can I leave from right here? Came to me, hey.
They posed about that.
What you say?
March 29th, 2017, Wednesday night in South Shore. Regular Chicago hum. Cribs lit, TVs low, pots going. Phones buzzing. Folks posted on the corner. Life moving quiet, heavy. 11:13 p.m., 7900 block of South Phillips. Jerry Jacobs is walking, just walking. Where from, where to, that ain't in the record. What matters is he's there. 37, a father, a man the system kept on file. Out on the street he knows. A dark car rolls up. 4 males hop out. Then it flips like it does out here. Fast, loud, no rewind. They open fire. Rounds hit his right side. And Big Wet doesn't drop. He turns toward help and keeps his feet moving. South Shore Hospital. He walks there. Shot and leaking, he still walks it in. Because even at the end, he's not going out on that sidewalk. The trauma team works. Too deep for South Shore. They transfer him to John H. Stroger Jr. Hospital. Big trauma, where Chicago sends the worst cases. He fights through the night. 3:40 a.m., March 30th, 2017. Jerry Jacobs is pronounced dead. 37 years old. 47 arrests. Lived through what breaks most. A son carrying his name. On a Wednesday in South Shore, his death becomes the spark. The detonator. The fuse lit. Before sunrise, a phone rings. A knock. A text. Morris Harris. Lil Wet. Gets the word that bends the next 24 hours and every year after. His father is gone. Let me put it plain. You 19, east side raised, your pop's name sitting heavy on your back, you already been hit, already watched homies fade, already been in cuffs more times than you can count, 29 on paper, and then the call come. The OG whose steps you've been following since before you knew the route, gone. Can't nobody outside that feel all the way what that do to your chest. We can only stand on the edge of it, looking down at something too big to see all at once. Grief out here don't cry pretty. Ain't no safe room for breakdowns, no script saying it's cool to be open. Where showing soft can get you lined, grief put on a different fit. Stoned face, zipped lip, do something about it energy. That ain't me excusing nothing, that's environment talking. When the block train you from 12, really since birth, pain don't translate to think pieces. Pain flips straight to motion, not reflection, response. What we know on paper, Mom said she on the phone with him, and she got the phone records, timestamps and all. She say he at the coroner office, standing there to ID his pops. While Big Wet lay behind that cold glass in Cook County's death machine, his son on the other side, nodding yes, that's him. That's the name I carry. Sit with that. 19 years old. Stare down with your father's body at the coroner. Same morning the streets already whispering it loud. Big Wet got smoked. On the east side, news run laps around grief. Before family can even catch breath, the block done did the math, meaning assigned, numbers added. One question ringing like a siren. Who gon' answer for this? Lil Wet standing in that coroner hallway. Mom's in his ear, his eyes on his father, and somewhere else, maybe across town, maybe up the block, folks who know what went down on South Phillips already watching to see what NLMB finna say back. This the hinge right here. Grief out here ain't a timer, it's a trigger. Pressure build till something release it. When your whole upbringing teach reciprocity loud, in music, in code, you don't let a body slide. That release been pre-wired by the environment. Pull, and it fires. In those hours, nobody, not law, not pastor, not therapist, rewrites 19 years of programming. That's the second loss inside the first one. The tragedy inside the tragedy. Whatever ran through Maurice's head between that glass at the coroner and 75th and Coles later that day, that's his interior. We won't know it. What we do know is how it ended. And that end don't reverse. Cook County don't ever sit still. It's its own little city. Politics, pecking order, rules that don't match the courtroom's rules at all. And Lil Wet didn't fold in there. He kept the same energy on the inside that stamped him outside. Loud, stubborn, on go, because that's the only gear the county respects. But under all that hard talk is a kid looking at forever. 19, facing the real chance of dying in a cell.
Sweet little huh? You know I miss you, folks. We finna get right back. Stop playing, huh? Huh? I said we finna get right back, folks. There's nothing. El Cafe, you know that.
West was shot to death a day before the quadruple homicide happened.
Going to war, some nigga put shots in the face and bitch won't play by my daddy. Red tape on the ceiling with hell on my shot. That boy tell her run to his mammy.
Turn that shit to a memory, yeah?
Can't wait to freeze my necklace. I said she could be wife, but that was way before I smashed it. Heard they drenching niggas, treat that nigga like his daddy. I heard they semi-deep would turn to semi-automatic.
The state built up on witnesses. Folks at or near Nadia's that March 30th swore they saw Maurice Harris, picked him. Their words became the spine of the case. With 4 bodies, cameras outside, and CPD promising answers, it looked airtight from the curb. But trials ain't about optics. They're about proof. And proof, that's where it got tricky. He sat down almost 3 years. 3 years fighting a case carrying natural life. Days blurring, system built to drain you. Headlines calling him a quadruple hitter avenging his OG father, his juvie sheet out there, his father's sheet out there. Police mics tying Big Wet's murder to Nadia's and Presser's over and over. He had every reason to think this was it. Then the ground shifted. Those witnesses weren't as sturdy as the state needed. Eyewitness IDs hit the heart, but science says they wobble. People see what they expect. Memory rewrites itself under panic. Sirens, screams, chaos. They bend perception in ways a courtroom can't always unbend. Then came something heavier than shaky memory. His mama stood up with an alibi. Phone records, calls lining up with the time Nadia's got hit. And she didn't say he was home. She said he was at the coroner's office identifying his father. While 75th and Coles was jumping, she says her son was toe-to-toe with Cook County's Cold Glass, confirming Big Wet. A mother's alibi backed by call logs, pointing to a place you can actually verify, the county coroner, tied to a death the city already knew about. In 2020, about 3 years in, they wake him for an emergency online hearing, and he hears what he probably stopped believing in. Charges dropped. All of them. Case dismissed. Witnesses unreliable. Evidence foundation cracking. Alibi built on paperwork, not rumor. Maurice Harris touched daylight again. He said it went from pitch black to something he couldn't process in real time. 3 years, 4 murder counts, a stack of charges. Gone. Drenched step out them gates. Blinking at a sun that feel brand new. The smile ain't loud. It's layered. Freedom in his lungs. Weight still on his chest. Bittersweet on the tongue, like victory with a bruise under it. Jail clicks turn to studio rings. Homies wrap him up. Heads close, quiet thank gods in the hugs. Door swings wide, new grind on the other side. Hope in the hallway, sorrow still stuck in the souls. Engineer riding faders, neon humming. Drench in the booth, chasing the voice 3 years tried to steal. Bars tight, jaw tighter, recording like time owe him interest and he want it paid today. Detroit lights, little stage, phone lights waving. Late rides back to the lab. For a minute the room believes. He grins, then it settles. 'Cause even when the music slap, the city hums sad under the beat. You beat a case they swear you caught, and the system don't forget you. Local, federal, all of them. Dismissed don't mean done. It just means they slide low, keep eyes on you, let the clock run. They wait. They watch. They look for the next slip. January 19th, 2024. Feds hit a residence at 720 West 47th Street, apartment 4D in Chicago, on a search warrant. Warrant sealed, reason not public. But the 10-page criminal complaint spells out what they say they saw while they ran that move. Maurice Harris leans out a window, something in his hand. He flings it. The object drops onto the roof. They go fetch it off the roof. A Glock, extended magazine, 17 live rounds, and a switch on it. An auto switch, turning a semi-auto into something that runs like a machine gun. Feds treat that in a whole different lane from a regular gun case. Agents say they had the whole sequence on eyes, surveillance, saw the lean, saw the toss, recovered the piece off the roof, photo in hand. A Glock on a pile of snow, South Side rooftop. Reports say Lil Wet had just came back from a Detroit show, laid up with a girlfriend. Truth is, them boys been orbiting him, just waiting on the window to crack. Possession of a machine gun. That's the federal label when a switch is on deck. Carries up to 10 years. With his history, the dropped quadruple murder case in the rearview, and videos like Death and Murder Man pulled into bond arguments. Dangerousness is a reality, not merely part of his art. They weren't treating this like some routine strap case. He got held without bond. Prosecutors pressed to keep him in. The catalog that was supposed to be his way out, music, visuals, the art, circled back in the detention hearing as proof he's a problem.
They was hating on me. I ain't ate in 6 days.
Most recent public word, the end of that federal case ain't clear. A document popped up online saying he was released, not officially confirmed. It's open, contested, unresolved, the kind of gray zone the feds like to keep around anybody they decide to focus on. Before we close out, we gotta sit with it for real. Not the comments, not the hype. We gotta sit in the weight of what this story actually costs. This is about people, not posts. The kind of cost you feel in quiet parking lots and living rooms after the cameras leave. The kind Chicago knows too well. There's a 72-year-old woman named Georgia Jackson who fell out in a lot at 75th and Coles Avenue on March 30th, 2017. Her grandsons, Dylan, 20, and Raheem, 19, were found dead and lots a block apart. They came to see their mother at work. No beef, no list, just family. Two brothers walked into Nadia Fish and Chicken with love on their mind and stepped into crossfire that had nothing to do with their intentions. That's what collateral really means on the South Side. Mothers, aunties, grandmas wearing the hit that wasn't aimed at them, and it don't go away when the headlines switch. It sits there, heavy. Their mother had to keep going. Georgia Jackson had to keep going. The cross at 75th and Coles came down because life forces it down. The block absorbs it, like it always does. A stain you learn to walk around. There's Evelyn Johnson, crying at a memorial for her nephew Emmanuel Stokes, 28 years old. There's Liz Doss, Edwin Davis's girlfriend, weeping at the same spot. That's regular grief, not coded into politics, not trending, just the kind that sits inside a family for decades and won't move. And then there's Lil Wet, 19, shaped by forces bigger than any single decision. He inherited a name and rules that came with it. He lost his father to violence and answered in the only language he'd been taught. 3 years in a cage, walked out and tried to pivot, music, motion, different lanes. Then back in federal custody on a gun with an auto switch, prosecutors pulling his own songs to say, the danger ain't art, it's evidence. What does Proverbs say about pride? Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. Nobody's pride makes it out clean here. Not Big Wet's pride walking them blocks 37 years. Not Lil Wet's pride carrying that name. Not the pride of anybody posting up bodies like trophies. Every flag turns into a memory. Every block name turns into a name on a shirt. That's not judgment. That's the tuition these streets charge. The highest rate possible, paid by everybody who loves somebody. Maurice Harris, Lil Wet, No Limit. Wet might be the most documented name out this NLMB versus KTS saga, not because he was the scariest, not because a courtroom stamped the highest count on him. It's because his whole arc plays like a parable. Start to finish, the clearest mirror of the war itself. Second generation, straight up. A son carrying his father's name like a uniform. Proof the cycle ain't metaphor. It's literal. It passes down, Big Wet to Lil Wet. The same way Jeff Fort's Black Pea Stones bled into Terror Town, and Terror Town raised up the next wave that called it NLMB. 19 years old with grief in his chest and a lifetime of training on how to answer it. A city watching him since 12, never offering a real lane off the track it set him on. A name that came with expectations. Heavy as a flag, heavy as everything done in that flag's name. Then he beat a case that should have been his whole life gone. Came home, tried to make the music stick, tried to be Drench, not Lil Wet. Tried to step off the rail the streets laid down, and the rail pulled him back. That's No Limit Wet's story. Chapter 3 of this war with the shine stripped off. Just wait. A son, a father, a name, a war, a get back that lasted one day. A legal fight that lasted 3 years. A freedom that didn't last long enough. A Fed case still open. The streets don't write fairy tales. They write continuations. They write cycles. Sons turn into fathers, then losses, then reasons for the next son to do something you can't take back. That's KTS versus NLMB at the core. Not just a beef, not just a tally, not just content. It's a generational machine that grinds people up and spreads grief on both sides of every line. And long as that machine keeps humming, there's always another chapter coming. This been episode 3, No Limit Wet. The Get Back heard round the east side. Stay locked in for episode 4. The war ain't over. Not here.